Hi, in this tutorial I'm going to show you a custom Reaper script I made for automating preset and scene changes on the Neural DSP Quad Cortex. If you've ever programmed Quad Cortex MIDI commands manually inside Reaper, you probably know it can get pretty tedious very quickly. You constantly have to remember CC values, program changes, bank calculations, scene values, and manually insert everything into the MIDI editor. So this script basically turns all of that into a simple graphical interface where you can just select your MIDI channel, your preset, and your scene, and then insert the correct MIDI commands directly at the edit cursor. The GitHub page for the script will be linked in the description below if you want to download it yourself. After you downloaded the Lua script file, inside Reaper you need to go to Actions, Show Action List, then click New Action, load ReaScript, and select the Lua file. Once you've done that, the script will appear in your action list like any other Reaper action. I made a shortcut button here, so I can just run the script by clicking this button. So, first important thing, the script only works on the active MIDI editor. So before inserting anything, make sure your MIDI item is selected. I'll make a new track here below the audio track. I'll name it QC MIDI commands. Set the output to the Quad Cortex MIDI out. And then you need to insert a MIDI item for the length of your project or song. So I will just double click this region and insert a new MIDI item. If I click the script button now, you will get a warning because the MIDI item needs to be opened in the MIDI editor, otherwise it won't work. So I will double click the MIDI item. And now if I click the button, you will see the custom script. At the top, we have the MIDI channel selector. This should match the MIDI channel your Quad Cortex is listening on. In my case, that's channel 1. Next, we have the preset folder selector. This lets you choose between factory presets and my presets. Internally, this changes CC32, but the script handles that automatically, so you don't need to think about MIDI values manually. Then we have the preset bank selector. You can either use the plus and minus buttons or the slider to move through the Quad Cortex preset banks. Under that we have the preset slot buttons from A to H. So for example, bank 2 and slot B means preset 2B on the Quad Cortex. The script automatically calculates the correct program change value and bank values internally. Down below we have the scene selection buttons. Then we have the auto insert mode. If enabled, changing selections can automatically insert MIDI commands at the cursor position. Below we have override mode. This is very useful if you already inserted commands earlier and want to replace them. When enabled, the script deletes existing Quad Cortex control messages near the cursor before inserting the new ones. Then we have the preview section. This is basically a sanity check before inserting. It shows both the human readable preset and scene and the raw MIDI values that will be actually inserted. Finally, we have the insert button. This inserts the selected preset and scene at the current edit cursor position. I will now go over a few examples. Here in this track, I inserted markers with the scene changes that should be happening in the song. So at the start, it should go to preset bank 2, slot B, scene C. So we have already selected the correct bank and slot. Let's click Scene C, insert that cursor, and here in the MIDI window you can see the values that were inserted at this point in time. If I start playing the song now, you will see the Quad Cortex switch to the correct scene. So let's do another one. Here it needs to switch to scene A. Insert that cursor. Let's try the auto insert when I change selections. So the idea behind this is most of the time you won't be changing the preset bank and the preset slot during one song. You will be changing the scenes. So if this is enabled, you can just click where you want to insert a scene change, then click the button, and it will insert the MIDI command. The script will detect that the preset bank and preset slot have not been changed, so only the scene command will be inserted. So that's basically it. Thanks for watching.